So, this is what I've been having fun with over the holidays. This is my Omni Druid. I use a little bit of every different transformation, and then I also do have my one spell that my clone will come in and throw down once in a while, which is fully decked out for the one cast he's going to do. I've actually considered using a 6 link on it just to add in another 30% total damage. It's realistically not that impactful, but you can do some cheesy stuff like standing behind a wall and having him spawn on the other side and throw down the AoE inside a room you're not in. But otherwise, it's mostly for the meme and the fact that I didn't want to do a crit build and none of the other options for Druid are worth a damn. I guess I'll show that real quick. So, this is what I'm doing. Obviously, being able to grab a couple extra keystones, or not keystones, well, anything, but specifically, what the hell do they call these things? Whatever the hell these are, notables. A couple extra notables. And then Align Fate, just have your clone come in once in a while, throw down whatever spell you have, and lesser harm, because maybe I'll live. I'm an armor build, so I could get rid of this armor, but I got this armor, and then I got 24% quality on it. It's got good stats. I invested a fair bit into it, and I don't want to not use it, even though it is inferior to the Cloak of Flame. Just use the Cloak of Flame. Everyone should just be using the Cloak of Flame if you're a anything. That 50% physical damage taken as fire is just amazing. Armor is still garbage. Like, it doesn't matter that I have 11k, it's nothing. Any heavy hit will hit through my armor and still do like 4 or 5,000 damage, if not more. Eventually, I will get one shot. That's just the lot you play playing armor right now. We really just need a percentage armor rather than having whatever the armor number means. Just the same thing as elemental resist, 75% damage reduction against physical if you build for it. As the armor system is now, use the Cloak of Flame. I'm just using this because I have it, and if it gets me killed, it gets me killed. Everything else is just whatever the hell I got as drops going through the story, and slap a bunch of exalts on it because they're free in this league. This is the only thing that you kind of need to go out of your way to get. You have to get a Sanctified Staff base. And you don't really even have to have the staff. This is just if you're going to do the Align Feint thing. It's decent. You'll see when I go through this temple. And then the weapon actually is pretty good, but again, it's far from ideal. It doesn't have a flat fizz. Could have upwards of like 700, 800 DPS, if not 1,000. It's good enough. Skill-wise, again, you're pretty loose on the supports. Doesn't really matter duration on everything. It has duration. This one, you need efficiency 2. This one, you kind of need efficiency 2 as well. And this is my bossing meme skill. It's the best DPS in my kit, but also kind of a meme to actually use it. Which I will end up showing it in this because I'm pretty sure I have the stationary boss, and that's a freebie. I am going to have to like somewhat focus in here, so I won't be explaining as much of what's going on other than I use this at the start, it's free, lasts long enough that I'm going to get enough rage to use bear, and then I'm going to sit in bear for most of the run. There's my Align Fate. You know, it's nice. I'm just going to beeline it to my boss rooms. I thought I had them. Alright, well, bear time. he puts in work sometimes. Anytime you stop with a pile on you, he's gonna clear it. Now on a boss, he would actually do about 200, 300k. Those guys will kill me. Like, it's not even an if. That's where it's nice to have him. Just to kill anything like that out of any danger at all. Thought this was a boss room, but apparently not. He is super tanky. Am I missing? Or is he just this tanky? You don't want to have that happen. Alright. Like I said, those laser shots are ridiculous. They will stun you, and honestly, I'm lucky they didn't kill me, or I guess I'm not. I have the unlucky on damage against you and unlucky on crits. If they get a crit on you, it's GG. Be aware of that. I don't know what happened there, but yeah, the movement's a little buggy on the bear. On all of the transforms, a lot of the times they'll just sort of warp you around. Bear. I think that Chamber of Iron might be a boss room. I'd like to showcase the actual DPS, but apparently I didn't put any boss rooms in my temple this time. I mean, even if he's a rare room, like them to. So that's what I usually use him for. Which, there we go. I just don't want to fight him in there. It's a tiny little room. Which you can use the Align Fate to do this. This is a little annoying. Here we go. a little more impressive on an actual boss because you can actually see the DPS on it, but it is pretty solid DPS for my weapon. And obviously, this is a level 79 map, so they are not weak by any means. Honestly, considering how well this build does, with the fact that I have nothing in terms of gear, I'm pretty impressed. It shouldn't be face tanking any of that. I will not fight him while recording just because I don't know his mechanics, and I know that I've had a couple characters die in there to like some random bullshit. He warps to the center arena, he just like claps his ass cheeks together, and then the whole arena deals, as far as I can tell, unlimited damage. So that's somewhere that I go and just completely one shot him immediately and skip any of that bullshit. The DPS of that looks a lot less impressive than it actually is, just because of how high the map is and the fact that my weapon is missing at least 50% potential damage, if not more. Which means that my aligned fate is actually much more impressive than I gave it credit for. I kind of wanted to dodge those, not jump into them, but this is why we play a tanky build. We have room for mistakes. My first version of this build was very similar, except I tried to go pure HP tank and don't do that. ES is still meta. You have to use ES if you're going to play in hardcore. Unless you're going to do whatever my buddy's doing, where he is pure HP with a Titan. And I don't think he even has any armor. He just relies entirely on regeneration. So yeah, but Aligned Fate's actually a fair bit stronger than I gave it credit for, considering that my Wyvern is struggling to kill some of those guys, and like he's pretty consistently one-shotting or two-shotting them. And not even boosting the Wyvern, which is really sad for the DPS. basically, the way that I use each of the classes is if I go into the wolf, it's because I want to CC. If I go into the bear, it's because I'm just going to face tank. And the wyvern is leave me alone. I'm going to kite you to death. Please just die. Anytime that I just do not want to fight whatever it is that I'm up against. I just want to clear that out a little bit before I go in there. That's basically how I would use this. I wish I had a actual boss, but you know, I could have sworn I had a Stone Legion lab, but apparently not. Very safe build, a lot of variety so you don't get bored as quickly. You want to just swap back to Lunar Blessing and clear stuff with that, you can. Shred jumps you to your next target, so it's not super slow. Obviously, Walking Calamity and Rampage is going to be your fastest mob clear. You can technically fly around with Flame Breath and kill everything. I don't recommend it. You would have to go through like the opposite side of the tree to get the movement speed penalty reductions. I know you can get it real quick. Like it can be zooming across the map. And the uptime on it is fairly decent. Now, if you're using the Infamy gem, which you kind of want to use if you're going to use it for DPS, like even if you're building purely for it, that gem is just a massive chunk of damage. And I mean, if you have the full penalty reduction, the uptime on it is not terrible. You're going to clear, what, two rooms per use. Maybe 3 rooms with the full penalty reduction and 40% movement speed on boots would also help a lot, obviously. I kind of just rely on the wolf to be my main transportation mount. If I'm moving, it's going to be on the wolf. Which I do have Shred kind of set up as a mobbing tool, more so than a single target DPS. I don't know why I have I need to remove this actually. Pretty sure. Oh, no, never mind. It's mostly physical. I was gonna say I was pretty sure that my old weapon. My old weapon was like Omni element, 130 damage of one element, 130 damage of another element, 130 damage of another element, and then like 200 physical. So it was a really bad gem when I was using that weapon. Now it actually is the best option. But yeah, there's not much to really explain in here. I mean, Ice Spike 2 on Lunar Assault, you're only using that to freeze targets, life tap so that you can use it to fill up your sacrifice gem, which you don't even have to do that. You can put that on anything. Yeah, everything else is pretty much the basics. Yeah. Pounce, it actually is fairly strong, so it is worth having Fist of War in there. I mean, you've seen me using it. It has a long cooldown. The main reason I have it is while I can just swap over and consecrate the entire boss arena, and for bosses that have like a spawn setup, like you can always just tap your staff and then be fully ready to fight before they're ready to go. Otherwise, if anything is going bad, I just go ahead and leap to get a small consecrated ground, which will top me up pretty quickly. It's the main reason I have this, other than, jumping ledges and whatnot. And I highly recommend that because if you're in hardcore, if you're in softcore, it does not matter. Obviously, you can kind of just go raw damage on everything, doesn't matter. If you die, you die. But in hardcore, it is just very nice to have. My potion heals 230 HP, and that heals basically the effect of a full healing potion, increased recovery amount, just constantly. Potions really get power crept in any type of HP build, really. And it'll also actually go into my energy shield. Generally speaking, in this build, I never want to be taking damage outside of my energy shield. I mean, anytime you're playing an energy shield build, that's the case. Even though I have a decent life pool, I would rather it never get touched. But that should do it. It's a fun build. I recommend it over like, if you want to just go pure min max, pick the wolf, honestly, pick the wolf. I would say no matter what you do, you want a hybrid build with the wolf and bear. Having flame breath, it's nice. It's fun when you can actually use it on a boss and just watch the damage go up. If you actually fully gear out the character, you can easily get into the million DPS range. Mine, again, it's about half that. My weapon holding me back. But even if you're playing a dedicated build, I would say play the wolf. You know, you have Pounce, you have Lunar Blessing, and you just have Shred and Lunar Assault. So you can freeze the boss, kill it before the fight even starts. And then I would still recommend getting Walking Calamity just because the mobbing on Walking Calamity is the best you're going to get in the entire Druid tree. I mean, it's technically not the Druid tree, but you know what I mean. Like, there's nothing else in the Druid that can compete with the ability to just activate that, and then, again, technically you want Rampage because it speeds you up, but if you don't have the rage to do that, then even just sprinting through the map with Walking Calamity up sprinting Calamity, I suppose, at that point, will clear out maps way faster than trying to go through them with Wolf. Like, Lunar Blessing isn't bad. Like, has a long uptime, like well over its cooldown. It has like a little bit of a delay before it starts, and it's good. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, it's strong, but you're kind of limited by movement. You might get stuck, and it's just a good way to die. Apparently, I do have a boss. Now, I don't really want to fight him in here, but I will get to show. Here he comes. Come on. Come with me. I hope they don't fix this. I like being able to take the bosses out of the room to somewhere that's more boss arena-y. I mean, I guess he's in an arena, but... So... Now... He's very resistant to freeze, obviously. And... He's also very resistant to fire, which is half of my damage. Yeah. Still 50% rage to go. It's great. I love my my little dragon. I only use it for that. But it'll kill most bosses before anything happens. Outside of a level, what even is this map? 79 map. Outside of a one level below max, very boosted, moderately boosted temple. My temple is set up to be super good, but I just haven't been farming lately, so it doesn't have a lot of runes on it. Even then, still kills the bosses in one use, and the only complaint I have for the Wyvern's Flame Breath is that you're still on the ground. And that's just kind of dumb, the fact that you're literally flying and ground effects will still hit you, so be aware of that. You can't just fly over burning ground, it will kill you. But yeah, it's a fun build. I had a lot of fun with it. I'm obviously not going to take it to level 100. I could. The temple is actually super great EXP, but it would just be like 6-7 hours more of grinding the temple nonstop. If not more, I might be lowballing it. I gain like a level or two every time I run the temple. Takes me maybe 30 minutes to reopen it. It'll probably slow down a lot in the 90s, but yeah. I'm not gonna really push much further. I gotta get back to work on seeds. Oz has been hounding me to get back on the maps, so I'll be getting back to that. But I do recommend this build. It's a lot more fun than a just singular transform focus build. It's a little less like if you go all in on the wolf, you're gonna have a little better boss DPS. And not so much you're gonna have a little better boss DPS because the Wyvern is the strongest boss DPS, if I'm not mistaken, and I'm pretty sure I'm not. But the wolf being able to actually still dodge while you're using your burst wins out by survival. You just constantly dash behind them and build up your freeze, cycle back into DPS when you need to. It's just a smoother class to play for bossing. The bear, if you just go all in on the bear, you're going to be a mapping king. Your boss damage is kind of shit. Like, the bear does not have anything that's good for bossing. And the Wyvern, I couldn't get into it. I've seen a lot of people playing the Wyvern. I just, other than the Flame Breath, all the Wyvern skills kind of feel like ass to me. So I just take the ones that I feel are most useful for the different things that I use them for. And there you go. You got yourself a pretty competent build. One more time, just in case, you didn't see it when I was doing it. When you enter your map, you're not going to have any rage. It takes a minute to fill back up. You're going to just immediately Lunar Blessing, even if you have no rage, it doesn't matter. It's going to last long enough that you're going to have Walking Calamity up by the time it's ending, even before it's ending. And then you just shift into Walking Calamity and start bulldozing rooms. Walking Calamity, Rampage. Technically, you want to pay a little bit of attention to your rage bar and stop Rampage before you run out, so you don't end up in a pile of mobs like I did. It's not that big of a deal. The bear is super tanky to begin with, unless you're doing super juiced maps or super juiced temple. You're not going to have a problem, but be mindful of that. And then Flame Breath, obviously, as I just actually got to show on a boss, you freeze the boss and then just go into Flame Breath and sustain it as long as you need to, or until the boss actually starts doing something dangerous. And a lot of the times, even if they start a phase, you can just DPS them through the phase and kill them anyway. And that's it. That's all there is to talk about. You don't need any uniques. You don't need anything expensive. Like, everything I have is maybe 2 divines. Maybe 3 divines. This armor is probably worth a few divines, but I made it. And you can replace it with a Cloak of Flame. Probably going to be better off with a Cloak of Flame, and that costs like 10 exalts. So, very affordable build. You can drop the staff entirely if you want to give up a line. Again, it's a meme thing. I use it for fun. There are some spells you can actually use that are good, which I will explain that real quick. So, Tornado is it's a troll. It seems like it would be good, but the actual damage numbers just aren't there. Everyone's pretty well aware of this, but Thrashing Vines and Entangle are actually the prizes right now. You can go grab the reduced duration of your spells node fairly easily. Like, I could reach it with my points. It's like right over here. Yeah. So you can go grab this, and it's just a massive DPS increase. And the thing about playing this type of build is since I have both of the large duration increases, even with that 75% duration cut, it still has 100% uptime. So you can have your fake dude show up, throw out the plants, and they'll just stay in the arena for the whole fight. And it's good. Like, it's probably better than my Ice Meteor, but my Ice Meteor contributes to freeze. It's just a good way to do all of your damage in one big burst. The plants are better DPS, but you need to keep the enemy in the plants. So, you can do that and then actually not have to worry about getting the ice staff. The plant staffs are a dime a dozen because everyone's making them. They're pretty easy to get. You can get a mid-tier one dirt cheap. That is another option. It is good. I just wanted to have something that's immediate. Even though he misses it 90% of the time. But yeah, fun build. I recommend it. Later.